How's it going, guys? Hope y'all are doing great. This is Vlog coming to you, and welcome back on another live stream. Now, I haven't posted anything in terms of videos, live stream, either on YouTube or on Rumble since the last time. I believe it was on Thursday. Was it a Thursday that I did that video? Or the live stream that I did? So it's been a bit. So I've been busy with other stuff, man, and I haven't been very active as I should on YouTube or Rumble. I missed, um, I believe it was Lord of Mystery. I didn't watch it this past Saturday, and as well, I didn't react to One Piece live action this Sunday, so I have missed quite a bit. Right. And I think the last live stream I did was on Rumble on Friday on Togen Anki. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. And I know that this news is still fresh on our minds on the Hulkmania. Hulk Hogan passed away at age 71. And I know that the whole community, the whole wrestling community, the whole world are still in shock about the news. Rest in peace to the Hulkmania. I know the man is not perfect. I know he had some issues. I know he did sex videos that he did not give permission to be recorded. I know he has said some things that you may see as or call him a bigot, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. So the man is not perfect. But I'm not judging him based on those things right now. Right now, I am talking about his contribution, not just in the WWF or now known as the WWE, but the wrestling community, the wrestling world globally. His dedication, his participation, his involvement has definitely transcended the wrestling world, right? Speaking from when he went to New Japan, TNA, WWF, now known as WWE. He's been around all over the world, and thanks to his contribution, because his contribution has paved the way for a lot of talent today. So shout out to the Hulkmania, and I know that the Hulkmania will run wild forever. All right. So with that being said, 1 second, let me get this out. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the topic today, because the topic today caused me to raise an eyebrow, because it seems like for some particular reason New Gen are smoking something. You know what I mean? The New Gen community are starting to smoke up something. So there is this article that I saw that states that Goku, or let me say Song Juno, can definitely defeat Goku. Now, I have not read anything on this article. I haven't read it yet. All I saw is the title, and my reaction was, holy shit. That was exactly my reaction when I saw the title of this article. Now, we're going to go into it. So, without further ado, but before we get into that article, actually, there is this new article as well that stated here. I'm going to show you guys as we go through it, and I'm going to decipher the information as we go along, because it looks like New Gens, or I don't know who wrote this article, if they were drunk when they wrote this, if they were in their proper mindset, because anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into this first one that I want to show you guys. Then we can go through the other ones. So the title of this article says, Solo leveling and then confirms Song Jiwoo can solo Dragon Ball and most anime universes. This article is from CBR. They're pretty much into producing article on day-to-day cultural informations from movies, MCU, DCU, animes, Dragon Ball. They're pretty much on. They are very up to date on what is going on and the community and all of that stuff. So I do pull stuff from there, and I do go there to check out some stuff and bring it to you guys, of course. I just see the title and it caught my attention, and I'm like, I have to look into this because, anyway, before I give my judgment, let's give these articles that I'm going to go through today a benefit of the doubt and see why they believe that solo leveling ending confirmed the new solo leveling ending confirms Song Jiwoo can solo Dragon Ball and most anime universes. And this article is from Brett Cardaro. This was published 4 days ago. And on top, it says warning. Okay, this is a warning. And I think by them saying new solo leveling, what they meant is the new upcoming arc, which is season 3 on solo leveling. I guess that's why they put warning. The following contains spoilers for the solo leveling Ragnarok light novel by Doll. Okay. Let me make sure you guys are seeing the same thing I'm seeing here. Let's see. Go down a little bit more. All right. So the first paragraph says Song Jiwoo was already one of the anime's most powerful new heroes. But Solo Leveling's sequel series just leveled him up even more. As unfortunate as the recent news that the Solo Leveling Ragnarok light novel has come to an end may be, there is a silver lining in it all for fans of the Shadow Monarch. He's way more powerful than anyone previously imagined. In Solo Leveling Ragnarok's final 2 chapters, Song Jiwoo receives a massive power-up that changes everything fans thought they knew about his power. So, this first paragraph, the synopsis of this first paragraph gently and deliberately states that they're going to overpower this guy so much. They're going to make him OP as fuck. They're gonna make him so OP that it is inevitable to not put him over Goku or over Dragon Ball universe at this point. That's what they're saying. That is what they're saying. Okay? So, paragraph number 2. And this article right here, I think you guys are... There's another article that we're going to go through. The main one that I want to talk about. Song Jiwoo would definitely defeat Goku, and Solo Leveling's sequel proves it. We're going to go through that right after this article. So the second paragraph of this article says, Jinwoo was already an absolute powerhouse who could have very well likely beaten OP anime warriors like Goku in his sleep. What the fuck is going on here? You know, excuse my language, man. Are these guys smoking something? Are they smoking Indian hams? Are they on something? Song Jiwoo was already an absolute powerhouse who could have very well likely beaten OP anime warriors like Goku in his sleep. But Ragnarok's ending just turned things up a notch. It's safe to say that at this point, not only would Song Ji-woo defeat Goku with no difficulty, he could also solo the entire. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. I can't believe I'm reading this. I'm reading, yo, like, this live stream. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not making this shit up. You guys are speaking to me, and let me see who is it. Gemily, how you doing, Gemily? I haven't seen you in a bit. You know, yeah, Green Corn, thanks for coming to the live chat. I see you. Gemily, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Where have you been, bro? Where have you been? Man, this is live, guys. I'm doing this and I'm not making this shit up. I can send you guys the article if you guys want for you to read the same thing that I'm reading, but I'm sure you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna ask me to send you the article because you can see it. You can see it live. These guys are saying that not only can Song Juno beat Goku in his sleep, Jinwoo was already an absolute powerhouse who could have very well likely beaten. Like they're saying, even as it stands towards the ending of Solo Leveling Season 2, at the end of Daeju Island arc, what they're trying to say is at the end of Daeju Island arc, shout out to that arc anyway. I'm a fan of that last arc because if you are a Hunter x Hunter fan, there is nowhere you will not see the similarities between Solo Leveling and Hunter x Hunter Chimera Ant Saga. So shout out to that arc. But I think for some particular reason, that last arc, Daeju Island arc, because it did so well, because it was received so well, for some particular reason, they have smoked something to make them think that for some reason, that Song Jino at the end of Daiju Island arc can take on Goku. And they even doubled down. They doubled down, ladies and gentlemen. These guys doubled down as if that wasn't enough insult. All right? As if that was not enough insult. They doubled down and said, it is safe to say that at this point, not only would Song Ji-woo defeat Goku with no difficulty, like they're saying this like a sieve. They are literally saying this as without impunity. They are saying this with impunity or without impunity, however you want to say it. They are bluntly saying this. Song Ji-woo defeat Goku with no difficulty. That means when Song Ji-woo, because I'm going to at this point where I am on the paragraph on this article, I can say they're talking about Song Ji-woo at the end of Daeju Island arc. That Song Jino can easily defeat Goku with no difficulty. That means the fight starts, Song Jino just defeat Goku within seconds. That's what they're trying to say here. Because based on their speeds, based on their power level, this match will be pretty much a waste of time for Song Ji-woo. That's typically what they are saying here. Let's continue. And they said that Song Ji-woo can solo the entire Dragon Ball universe. Are you kidding me? As if the insults are not enough. They doubled down that Song Jinwoo can solo the entire Dragon Ball universe. The entire. Do you guys understand? The entire. So they are including, okay, they are including Zeno in this conversation. Let's not even talk about, they are including the Grand Priest here. They are including the gods of destruction. They are including Beerus. They are including Whis in this conversation. And whether we like it or not, based on the fact that they said Song Jinwoo was already an absolute powerhouse who could have very well likely been OP anime warriors. OP anime warriors. So they are not just talking about Goku right here. They are also, okay, talking about Saitama, whom I watched the fight between Goku and Saitama on the last stream. If you haven't checked that out, watch my live stream. They're also talking about Saitama because once they mention OP anime warriors, they are no longer talking about just Dragon Ball universe. They are venturing out. They are expanding their claim here that Song Jinwoo can also whoop Saitama's ass, One Punch Man. And if you're including Saitama in this conversation, you are also including Goro in this conversation. And it just didn't end there. No. They are also including Jujutsu Kaisen. And by including Jujutsu Kaisen, they are also including Gojo in this aspect, that Song Jinwoo can absolutely defeat Gojo in this scenario. And it just doesn't end there, does it? They are also saying Black Clover. Okay? Black Clover. We know there are so many strong fighters in Black Clover, that I can mention right now. So this is not just Dragon Ball universe that they are attacking in this aspect, which is the reason why I think that they are smoking something. This is so dumb. Exactly. So they are saying that Song Jinwoo can beat Broly. That if this fight goes down, Song Jinwoo can beat Broly. Song Jinwoo can beat Jiren. That's what they are telling us here. And you're right, Gemily. We still don't know how strong Saitama really is. His feats is still yet, okay? Saitama's feat is yet to be defined. Based on the fact that this man kills his opponents, defeats his opponents with just one single punch. The debate is still going on as it stands. Who is stronger between Goku and Saitama? The debate is still going on. The fight that I saw last week, was it Thursday or whatever? I would say even though Goku won that fight, but it was very, very close. It was a close debatable who could be stronger here. So Solo Leveling comes out of the woodworks, comes out of nowhere, and pits themselves that Song Jinwoo can not only defeat Goku, can not only defeat... Let's not even talk about Zeno, because actually, no, we have to talk about all these deities as well. Gods of Destruction, Whis, Champa, Gojo, like literally. Ichigo. Can Song Jinwoo even be able to withstand Ichigo's spirit power level? Can Song Jinwoo be able to withstand Ichigo's spiritual power level? Can he even defeat Aizen from Bleach? Because once Aizen utilizes his Bankai, Song Juno will now know what to do. Because if as soon as Song Jiwo sets his eyes on Aizen's Bankai, it's over. It's literally done. Because he won't understand what's going. It's gonna be. I know Song Juno is smart. I know he's a smart warrior, but it's gonna take him time to really understand what is happening. And let's go into Naruto Shippuden. You mean to tell me that Song Juno can defeat Naruto effortlessly? Is that what they're telling us here? Song Jiwo can defeat Naruto effortlessly. Let's not forget, as much as Song Jinwoo has his warriors, right? And I know what you guys are saying, yes, but if Naruto uses his shadow clones and expands shadow clones as much as possible, Song Jiwoo's shadow clones cannot die. Actually, they can. Once you are able to defeat the caster, all those shadows will die. If Naruto pushes Song Jiwoo to the point where Song Jiwoo cannot maintain his stamina, Song Jiwoo's shadow clones will start deteriorating one by one. They're going to start vanishing, right? So for people to say, oh, well, if Song Jiwoo brings his shadows, it's going to overpower Naruto. That's not actually true. Because based on Naruto's power level, Naruto can literally conjure 3,000 shadow clones if he wants. He can easily conjure 3,000 shadow clones as he chooses. Based on Naruto's power level, even right now, without Kurama, Naruto can still conjure a massive amount of shadow clones. And in order to take out shadow clones, you're going to have to kill the caster. The same thing goes for Song Jiwoo. Those shadows that he has that people are stating that will never die, those shadow clones can die. You're just going to take out the caster. It's as simple as that. So let's continue with this article. Now, I'm just baffled right now, but let's continue. It's not even just Dragon Ball. There probably aren't too many anime universe left that can stand up to the divine might of the Shadow Monarch. Are you fucking kidding me? These guys are smoking something. These guys are it's not even just Dragon Ball. There probably aren't too many anime universes left that can stand up to the divine might of the Shadow Monarch. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let's continue. Song Jiwoo's latest fight in solo leveling is beyond fans' wildest imagination. And they showed us a little bit of the manga. I think this might be a spoiler, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure you guys can see exactly what I can see here. Okay, good. So this is parts of what I think is the manga drawings on solo leveling. And this must be from the next season, Ragnarok Solo Leveling Season 3, because these characters here are new to me. All right, these characters here are very much new to me, so this is probably coming from Season 3. And of course, we recognize that right there is Song Juno and his warriors. Let's continue. Now, the third paragraph, ladies and gentlemen, the third paragraph says, on July 23rd, the Solar Leveling Ragnarok light novel came to a sudden and abrupt conclusion with the release of its final two chapters. Solar Leveling Ragnarok chapters 374 and 375 detail the conclusion of the climatic between Song Jiwoo's son Song Suhu and Itarim, one of the outer gods of the same race as the absolute being who created Song Jiwoo's own universe. This is the same absolute being who was killed by the rulers in the original series and who had created the monarchs and rulers with his own hands. Now, these deities that they're talking about must be powerful deities, which is the reason why I'm thinking if these deities are going to make an appearance, how much powerful could they be beyond what Zeno can be able to do? How much powerful could they be beyond the spiritual pressure of Bleach universe? You know what I mean? Now, let's move on to the fourth paragraph of this so-called article. In Solar Leveling Ragnarok, chapter 374, Song Suhi strikes down the Itarim and emerges as a true god himself, having slain a being capable of creating and destroying innumerable universes of his own, which the Itarim defeated. So he is finally worthy enough to join his father on the battlefield in the true Outer Gods War. And what he witnesses there is an apocalyptic war zone beyond anything seen in the Solar Leveling universe so far. At the center of this cataclysmic hellscape, so he discovers his father, Song Jiwoo, whose power is now even greater than fans ever imagined. Now, this fourth paragraph is heavy. This fourth paragraph is a heavy one simply because all these gods, all these monarchs, all these battles that we're witnessing or that we're gonna witness on the next phase on Solar Leveling, Sohu, who is Song Jiwoo's son to be, is he more OP than Ichigo's son? Is Song Jiwoo's son more OP than Bleach? You know, I guess I'm going to wait to see what happens on the next phase on Solar Leveling because they are putting too much on this. And even if they're putting too much, let's not forget that Dragon Ball universe, all Dragon Ball characters, they are planet busters. Except Yamcha, of course. But even at this level, I'm sure, based on the fact that the Z Warriors has come so far, I'm sure at this point, Yamcha is a planet buster. You know what I mean? Is Song Jiwoo a planet buster? Is Song Jiwoo a planet buster at this point? And let's not forget that Jiren can be even though on this fourth paragraph they are putting so much in it, gods, universes, and all these things. When it comes to Dragon Ball, if you're gonna compare power level to power level, Dragon Ball characters are godlike. Jiren is a godlike to me. Hit The assassin, it's like a godlike, like the canop. Anyways, let's continue. It says here an entire galaxy tossed at Song Jiwoo does absolutely nothing, scrambling before it even reaches him. This is insane. So the fifth paragraph here, one of the first major power-ups solo leveling Ragnarok attributes to Song Jiwoo is an increase in the size of his shadow army. The last fans heard of Song Jiwoo's army, he had about 10 million shadows soldiers at his disposal following the war with monarchs. However, Song Suho discovers in Ragnarok that Song Jiwoo now has billions of loyal shadows in his new army. It's a fleet of truly incomprehensible size, and one that's still growing with each new enemy he defeats. Unlike his merger 20 Shadows limit at the start of solo leveling, the size of Song Jiwoo's shadow army has truly become limitless in solo leveling Ragnarok, beyond bond only by the number of enemies who dare to challenge him. Holy crap. This is big, guys. This is big. Song Sohee discovers in Ragnarok that Song Jiwoo now has billions of loyal shadow soldiers in his new army. Billions, not just millions, billions. This is huge. This is huge. And he continues to say Song Jiwoo's shadow army has truly become limitless in solo leveling Ragnarok. Bond only by numbers of enemies who dares to challenge him. So on this next arc, season 3, we're going to see something that we've never seen before. This guy is going to increase his soldiers, his shadow soldiers, 10 folds or hundreds folds or millions of folds, right? Now, the next paragraph says, Jinwoo's new shadow could probably defeat the vast majority of anime universes without his help. But the most impressive strength increase in Ragnarok still goes to Jinwoo himself. As the former monarch of destruction, Antares, this must be a character, Antares, comes to find in solo leveling Ragnarok, Jinwoo has continued to grow stronger even without the assistance of the system. So even the assistance of the system, this guy is still growing. Yeah, what's going on, Swag? Okay, let's continue. The next paragraph says, while this already sounds impressive, it is the sheer scale of the outer god's power which makes this feat even greater. Solo Leveling Ragnarok chapter 374 reveals that the Iterum filling galaxies towards Song Jiwoo as weapons, treating vast system of stars as inconsequential or inconsequential objects to be tossed at their enemy. Most important of all, Those attacks are futile. An entire galaxy tossed to Song Jiwoo does absolutely nothing, crumbling before it even reaches him. This confirms without a shadow of a doubt that Song Jiwoo is now multiversal in power at the bare minimum. In truth, he's likely far greater than even that. We will get to this article as well. Song Jiwoo would easily destroy the Dragon Ball universe. I think that's all right. The next paragraph says the opponents Song Jiwoo fights in solo level in Ragnarok have been described as gods with nubuli for skin, for whom dimensional walls melted each time they took a breath. Jeez, Lou. It's hard to compare many anime heroes to those kinds of Lovecraftins. Comic horror leveling of godly power. That's why even the ultimate barometer of anime power levels, Son Goku himself is nothing but further to the newly confirmed strength of the Shadow Monarch. Okay, guys, they're really spitting a lot, man. They're putting a lot into these paragraphs that based on the new power level of Song Jiwoo in the next phase on solo level, and we are about to see a huge power up, a huge power boost on Song Jiwoo that can tip him not just the same level as Goku, but that can tip over what Goku can be able to do. The offense I took with this is the fact that they also included the entire Dragon Ball fighters. The whole universe in Dragon Ball, Super, Z, whatever, Song Jiwoo can clap all of them. And they also referred to other OP warriors such as Saitama, such as Naruto, such as Bleach. And Bleach, these are spiritual beings, by the way. At their spiritual level, anybody who is not strong enough cannot even stand 500 feet close to them. You know? Let's continue. There has been an ongoing debate among the power scaling community about whether solo leveling's Song Jiwoo could truly defeat Dragon Ball's Goku in a battle, being that Goku has mastered Ultra Instincts. In the Dragon Ball Super manga's latest arc, there was still an argument to be made that Goku could even beat solo leveling Ragnarok Song Jiwoo, depending on how he was scaled. With solo leveling Ragnarok's final chapters, though, that has all changed. So, based on the new power level we're going to see, this is kind of a spoiler, but at the same time, it's really not. We know as anime progresses, the protagonist will definitely grow stronger. There's no question about that, you know? So this is really not a spoiler. It's what is meant to happen. Every anime, every main character, as the season goes along, they get stronger. They improve their skills, right? And based on what they're saying with the latest phase on solo leveling, perhaps season 3, Song Jiwoo is going to surpass Goku. Or not only Goku, Song Jiwoo is going to surpass every character in Dragon Ball universe and as well other OP anime universes such as Bleach, such as Naruto, such as Jujutsu Kaisen, such as One Punch Man, such as One Piece, of course, right? The next paragraph says, at this point, Song Jiwoo would easily defeat Ultra. Okay, all right. At this point, Song Jiwoo would easily defeat Ultra Instinct's Goku in a battle with absolute no difficulty. Do these guys understand that as much as Song Jiwoo has his billions of armies, all Goku needs to do is to defeat Song Jiwoo? Goku can easily bypass all these billions armies of shadows and just get to the caster. If you have someone casting out armies, to defeat the armies, you have to defeat the caster. Goku can just go straight to the caster, which is Song Jino, and defeat him. Once Song Jiwoo is defeated, all these other billions of soldiers will be futile, will be voided, But let's continue. Solar Leveling Ragnarok proves that in terms of raw power, Song Jiwoo is far stronger than Goku. Oh my goodness. How OP are they going to make Song Jiwoo right now? How OP are we going to see this guy upscale? This is OP in another level. One Punch Man haven't come out to say stuff like this about Dragon Ball Universe. If they have, correct me on the comment section. One Punch Man Universe has not come out boldly like this to specify that Saitama ain't no way Goku will beat Saitama in a fight. But the fact that Solar Leveling is bold to come out to say this, and they have all the credentials that they have put here to back up their claim, that ain't no way, and they're making it look like ain't no way, and I mean no way in this life or the next one, that Goku can defeat Song Jiwoo. And they're also going as far as Song Jiwoo's son, Sohu, can defeat Goku as well. That's what they're trying to say here. If I'm wrong, correct me. Unlike Jinwoo, Goku has never come close to facing an opponent able to fill entire galaxies at him. While there is a strong argument to be made that Goku could destroy an entire galaxy, and likely even the entire universe with a single blast, considering him and Beerus' infamous universe-threatening punches at the start of DBS. I'm glad that they are paying attention. I'm glad that they are not just saying nonsense. I'm glad that they are picking up crucial moments on Battle of Gods. Goku and Beerus trading punches in that level was disturbing the whole Universe 7. I'm glad they know all of this. So if they know all of this, and this was Goku at Super Saiyan God level, and this was Beerus not even using his 100% power level. If I'm not mistaken, Beerus, when he fought Goku, when Goku was Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan red color, Beerus was using 50%, if not 40% of his powers. I know, of course, in the movies, we said it's been a long time you nearly used almost 70% of your powers, but that was debunked. Beerus was not using 70%. He was using either half of his powers or 40% of his powers. And not only that, we have seen God of Destructions engage in a squabble. When gods of destruction engage in squabbles, it will destroy the realms and the universe. And this is God of Destructions not even using their full power. You all remember when Champer and Biru started squabbling. That squabble alone was doing damage to the universe. And of course, will transcend into galaxies. Those squabble alone. And they are not using their full power. And it was destroying the whole cosmos. Okay? That's the reason why the tournament of power, they have to place it in a different realm. And after the gods of destruction created that arena, you guys remember during the tournament of power, that ring, that arena was created by the gods. And after they were done creating it, the grand priest told them to test it out for weaknesses. And these gods of destruction had to fight. Well, the grand priest had them battle each other first. After they were done destroying the arena, the grand priest told them to repair it and made it whole again. That them battling or fighting or practicing in that arena was just to test the stage for weaknesses. You know? You know? So this is anyway, let's continue. I mean, at this point, based I hear Jim Lee said that Solo Leveling Season 3 ain't coming out till 2028. That's a while from now. That's like three years from now, 3 to 4 years, right? Now, nothing can be taken away. Okay, nothing can be taken away from Song Jino, because everything I'm reading thus far is it looks like they are doing their best. You know, they are doing their very best to go after Dragon Ball universe, because they believe that Dragon Ball universe is the strongest of all universes in the whole anime. Proven. They're going after Dragon Ball, and they're going after the Dragon Ball heart, which is Goku, and they're making sure to pitch Song Jino and OP him as much as they can to overshadow what Goku can never be able to do, right? So, while there is a strong argument to be made that Goku could destroy entire galaxies and likely even the entire universe with a single blast, considering him and Beerus' infamous universe-threatening punches at the start of DBS, that's still child's play to Song Jinwoo. So even though Goku and Beerus did these amazing things, and Beerus not using his absolute power level, they're saying it's a child's play on what Song Jinwoo can be able to do. Literally, as of Solo Leveling Ragnarok's conclusion, it would be hard to even claim Goku could beat Song Jinwoo's son, Song Suho, let alone the Shadow Monarch himself. So they are very confident that the Shadow Monarch can beat Goku, and Goku can't even level up to Song Jinwoo's son, not to talk about Song Jinwoo himself. This is bananas, man. This is literally bananas. This is a great content, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely a great content. And while we are at it, I'm going to make another poll. It looks like in order to make another poll, I'm going to have to end. So most of the people, in terms of the vote, the poll that I did here, 71% of you guys said Dragon Ball. Okay. 71% of you guys voted on Dragon Ball. So thanks for the vote. I guess most of you guys that are watching this are definitely Dragon Ball fan. I'm waiting for solo leveling fans to show up because this is about solo leveling. This is about solo leveling. Okay. So, solo leveling fans, it's time for you guys to let me know what you think about all of this. Do you totally agree with this article? Do you agree with this article? Let's continue, man. This is foreshadowing that, not even foreshadowing, they are literally saying that Song Jinwoo can beat Goku easily, without a shadow of a doubt. The only holy shit, the only canonical character in Dragon Ball Super who could stand up to Song Jiwoo in Ragnarok would likely be Zeno. As if we don't already know where they're going with this. As if we don't already know who they are trying to pit Song Juno to. Zeno. But even that would be a bit of a stretch. Zeno can destroy multiple universes with a flick of his wrists. But with galaxies appearing as mere pebbles to Jinwoo, it's hard to take universe destruction seriously for Solar Leveling's greatest warrior anymore. With billions of shadows at his disposal. Okay, they keep bringing up these billions of shadows. Trust me, if you kill the caster, the shadows have no power so long as you take out who is casting it. You know, they keep bringing up these billions of shadows at Song Jino's disposal. Once Song Jino's energy is sapped out of him, that's it. Do they realize that somebody like Krillin can use Mafuba? Y'all remember Mafuba, right? Mafuba gave Black Goku such a terror when he came out of it. And that terror, you can tell that Black Goku or Zamasu felt that I will never, I don't want to be in this thing. I will never bring myself to be captured into this Mafuba and be trapped. Do they know that somebody like Dende can use Mafuba on Song Jino? If Song Jino causes too much, Mafuba can trap him. Do they know that? All of whom grow stronger alongside him. It wouldn't be a stretch anymore to say that Jinwoo could solo the entire Dragon Ball universe with the help of his shadows. His shadow army, that is. Can any anime character defeat Song Jiwoo at this point? So this right here is Solo Leveling Ragnarok's final chapters. puts Jinwoo in a new tier of godly anime warriors. And this is a shot, guys, of the new or the latest or the final chapter manga. I like the coloring, and that's one of the things that I like about Solo Leveling. Their manga, it's pretty awesome in terms of the drawing, the coloring, the character, the facial expression on the character. It's nice to see. The next paragraph says, whereas Song Jiwoo would previously been more comparable to powerful fighters like Goku or One Punch Man Saitama before, Solo Leveling Ragnarok's new ending puts him into an even higher tier of fighters than those two popular heroes. Ragnarok Song Jiwoo would easily defeat the entire universes of popular anime series like Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, and Naruto. However, that doesn't mean he's absolutely impervious. The medium of anime is filled with godly entities of unfathomable power. In fact, even the concept of using entire galaxies as weapons is not exclusive to Solo Leveling, having first been pulled off in Gurren Lagann by the Anti-Spiral. With the final feat in Solo Leveling Ragnarok, Song Jiwoo joins the ranks of infamously overpowered heroes like reincarnated as Slime's Rimuru Tempest at the end of the light novel series. Furthering from Yumiko When They Cry, or even Sailor Moon at the end of her titular series. These are truly divine gods who can bend reality to their will, with Rimuru now able to swallow universes and absorb their power using his iconic gluttony skill. Solo Leveling Song Jiwoo is in another league beyond the average shonen battle anime series, and it's an exciting new paradigm for this for the series. While Solo Leveling Ragnarok's light novel might be over, the Maha is still ongoing, and there are multiple other avenues for the franchise to continue Jinwoo's story further. So there are still possibilities, even at the end of this genre, there are still possibilities to continue his story somehow. So they're kind of trying to tell us that season 3 might not be the final season. In fact, with Solo Leveling Ragnarok, Maha having recently confirmed an interconnected SL multiverse, it could even be possible that an even more powerful version of Jinwoo crops up in alternative Solo Leveling media. Between the newly announced Solo Leveling live action Netflix series and the inevitable season 3 of the anime, Solo Leveling Ragnarok's ending is far from the last impressive feat of Song Ji-woo's fans will get to witness. It is an exciting time to be a Solo Leveling fan, but a terrifying moment to be a hero in any other universe, Dragon Ball or otherwise. They keep tapping, they keep pushing this into Dragon Ball universe because they know who their most competitor is. They know when it comes to power level, when it comes to serious power level and serious fighters and serious warriors. They know Dragon Ball fighters, super fighters, that is their competition here. And they're doing everything they can to make sure that Song Jiwoo will be looked at as the next hero amongst any other universe you can mention. They are gunning basically Song Jiwoo is gunning for Goku's spot. That's just what it is at this point. Song Juno is gunning for Goku's spot. All right, he's gunning for Goku's spot at this point. What do you guys think about all of this? This is interesting. This is an informative content, and let's check this one out. Song Jiwoo would definitely defeat Goku and solo leveling sequel. I think after reading all this stuff, I believe there's really no need to read this one, but let's check it out. Now, this title starts off by saying, sorry, DBZ fans, solo leveling's Song Jiwoo would definitely beat Goku. Now, this calls for me to switch things up here. Let me do another pool. I'm going to end this pool, man. I'm going to do another pool. Okay. Oh yeah. I'm glad we have solo leveling fans here. I'm glad we have solo leveling fans here because this article says quite a bit. They're putting a lot on it, man. Look at this new one by the same guy, Brett Cardaro. I'm not knocking the person that published this. I'm not knocking him in any way, shape, or form. He's just providing the information he has gathered, possibly being a solo leveling fan, being a manga reader of solo leveling. Now, this is one of the things I like this channel. This channel gives you information based on the fact that I don't read mangas. I'm coming to it from anime's perspective, based on where we are on the anime, and again based on the little bits and pieces of information from the manga that I have read or I have heard based on this article. Not really spoiling, not really giving you too much of a spoiler, but giving you a premonition on what to come, but not really revealing too much. You know what I mean? So if you are that kind of person that doesn't want to be spoiled all the time, but also want to kind of have an idea on what is coming, this channel is for you. Because I stopped reading manga a long time ago because I don't like to be spoiled. I like waiting for the anime to come out, but at the same time, I kind of want to have an idea on what's to come, but not revealing so much out of it and killing the kayfabe or the important information that I want to see animated, right? So this article, the subtitle of this article says, like deliberately, they're saying here, sorry DBZ fans, solo leveling's Song Jiwoo would definitely, like this is definitely beat Goku. Definitely. They are sure of this. And he says, warning, the following contains spoilers for solo leveling Ragnarok. It also contains spoilers for the latest arc in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Okay. So the first paragraph says Dragon Ball's Son Goku has remained the pinnacle. What did I say? I just said this 5 minutes ago. They're gunning after Goku's spot. Son Gino is gunning after Goku's spot here. Son Goku has remained the pinnacle of strength to whom all other anime heroes are compared for 40 years. That's actually a good run, I'm not gonna lie. Goku has had a good run. I think this person has something on Goku. Like this person doesn't like Goku at all. So that's a long run. I mean, that's a good run. Compared for 40 years. But the balance of power may be shifting. There is a brand new OP anime protagonist on the block by the name of Sung Jiwoo. And Goku will have to do a lot more sparring with Vegeta. Holy shit. A lot more sparring with Vegeta if he wants to match Solar Leveling's Shadow Monarch. Comparing Goku from Dragon Ball Super to the Song Jiwoo in Season 2 of the Solar Leveling anime isn't even a fair match, as the anime version of Ultra Instinct's Goku is still much stronger than Song Jiwoo post Season 2's Daiju Island arc. In fact, even by the end of the original Solo Leveling Mahou storyline, Song Jiwoo still wasn't strong enough to beat the latest incarnations of Goku, who mastered Ultra Instincts as of the superhero saga in DBS. However, that has all changed as of Solar Leveling's sequel series, Ragnarok. In Solar Leveling Ragnarok, Song Jiwoo has achieved a level of power that can only be referred as a godlike. Why? What they're saying this, he has a power that can be referred as a godlike. Goku, as he stands, even before Goku gaining Ultra Instincts, Goku already, for people who are regular people in Dragon Ball, like let's say the civilians of Dragon Ball, people who are not aliens or anything, can literally reveal Goku as a god, as a Super Saiyan. They can also reveal Goku as a god, as a Super Saiyan 3. They can reveal Goku as a god, as a Super Saiyan God. It's in the name, Super Saiyan God. The red form, Super Saiyan Blue God. You know what I mean? So, but let's keep going. And it is a level which allows him to easily defeat Goku in Dragon Ball Super's latest manga arcs. Okay. Jinwoo is officially a god in Solo Leveling, as if Goku haven't already obtained a god level long time ago. You know, Goku has fought godly beings before, but none of Jinwoo's caliber. Are you kidding me? Okay, they are putting so much on this. I cannot wait to see this come out. I cannot wait. Solo Leveling Song Jiwoo is known for leveling up and growing growing increasingly stronger thanks to the ability of the enigmatic system. However, that level up actually becomes entirely irrelevant by the end of the original Solo Leveling storyline. After gaining the full power of the Shadow Monarch, Jinwoo becomes King of Death. Holy crap. King of Death, giving him power beyond just mere immortality. Okay, Song Jiwoo gains the power to become King of Death. Okay, King of Death. The thing about this is Dragon Ball characters has so many godly like power levels, like deities upon deities. You know, who can bring death themselves? Gods of destructions, they are death itself. Whose anger can cause the cosmos to be destroyed. Dragon Ball Super has deities that are gods of destruction. That's what they are for. They destroy. They are death in itself. And let's not forget, they are angels who is their teacher. Hakai, that's death. The essence, the synopsis, the essence of Hakai is death itself because he just destroys anything that he catches. Is a power of death itself. Vegeta, but when Super comes back, when he obtains this Ultra Ego, Vegeta has basically obtained the power of death itself. And we're talking about this as if the Vegeta already doesn't have the power of death. Every Dragon Ball character is a planet buster. The Gallic Gun, the Final Flash, that's already death itself because it destroys planet. Now to have the power of Hakai, which is in a spiritual level, right? To have the power level of Hakai, which is in a spiritual level, death itself. If let's say Song Jiwoo meets somebody like Vegeta, let's not talk about Beerus yet. Let's say Song Juno goes up against Vegeta, who will eventually obtains the power of death itself, which is Hakai, the power of destruction. And his billions of armies, or even Song Juno himself, can he withstand Hakai? If Vegeta powers up and shoots Hakai, it will take out every billions of armies Song Jiwoo can amount. And Song Jiwoo better pray he doesn't, that the power of Hakai never touches him, because it will destroy him. It will destroy him. If I look at training, if I compare training to training, Song Juno's training is not close, not even close to Dragon Ball's type of training to begin with. What are we even talking about here? I understand Song Jiwoo's system allows him to power up, but have they forgotten that Saiyans has enormous Zenkai boost? Song Juno is not the only one to level up after fighting. Saiyans alone, they level up from every fight. And let's not talk about Broly, who levels up as he fights. He doesn't have to rest. Broly levels up as he's fight. That's what makes him the legendary Super Saiyan. That's why he's special. He's a special Saiyan, unlike the others. The guy just keeps getting stronger as he fights. So, and if I compare training to training, this is not, Song Jiwoo, the system tells him to run labs, and the system tells him to do push-ups, 100 push-ups a day. The system tells Song Jiwoo to do maybe 200 push-ups a day, which we know, compare that type of training to Dragon Ball type of training, it is bullshit. It is BS. That Song Juno's type of training can never be compared to what we see Goku Vegeta doing. Let me not even talk about Goku Vegeta. Let's talk about just Krillin. It's not in comparison to what Krillin, the type of training these guys do. I'm just saying, the system tells him to run 5 laps, 10 laps, do 100 push-ups, and all these little trainings that when it comes to Dragon Ball, they've gone beyond that type of training regimen. I'm trying to understand how are they really comparing this competition. If they're talking about Song Jiwoo at his level on Daeju Island Arc, the last training he was doing, wasn't it like run laps? Didn't he decided not to go with the Korea Warriors because, of course they had to bench him a little bit, and his system tells him as you're waiting, do some training. So Song Jiwoo running labs, maybe 5, 10, 20, 50 if you want to give him a way out. 50 labs is compared to what Dragon Ball's characters are doing. Song Jiwoo doing 100 push-ups or sit-ups is compared to Goku type of training or Vegeta or even Krillin. Let's not even get to Goku and Vegeta. Let's just talk about Krillin. Is that who they are comparing here? Because his system sees Song Jino's system sees him doing 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 chin-ups, which in Dragon Ball that's nothing but a mere warm-up. We have to really be serious here. I guess if they come from that angle, they will lose this debate. If they are coming from that angle, they're going to lose this debate. Now, if they're coming from a different angle, they should just maintain this debate based on what they were saying earlier in the other article. Because if they talk about King of Death, Zamatsu is death itself. If we, like, where do we go from? Like, Dragon Ball has deities upon deities that can do amazing things, and not only they can die and still retain their body to do amazing things. Still, King Kai is dead, but he kept his body. Paikon during the when Goku died and went to the other side of the spiritual realm, Paikon is a strong being. He kept his body based on his good deeds. You know what I mean? Okay, let's continue, because if they come from that angle of comparing Song Jino's training regimen to Goku or Dragon Ball characters' training regimen, they're gonna fail miserably. They should attack this from a different angle, and they're doing good based on what they were saying earlier about his shadows, the monarch, Song Jino stepping aside and having his shadows do his bidding, do his work for him. Even though, like, in terms of Goku's way of doing things, that's not righteous, because you're trapping souls of the people that you kill and you're bending them out of their own will to fight for you. It's kind of a crime. I'm just saying, But anyways, let's continue. Where did I stop? Giving him power beyond just immortality, all monarchs and rulers are already immortal to a degree, but Jinwoo surpasses even that by having the power to even resurrect himself from the... Holy shit. Okay. All right. As we continue to go on, I'm seeing, again, I'm just an observer. All right. I'm observing from a distance and I'm looking in. This guy is going to have the power to resurrect himself from the dead. The power to resurrect himself from the dead. We know Goku doesn't have that power, but with Dragon Ball, that is possible. And with Whis, Whis can do almost anything he wants to do. Okay, so to put Song Ji over every Dragon Ball character, that is doing way too much. But hey, I recognize what he's saying here. That Song Juno is gonna have the ability to resurrect himself from death. Even by the end of the original Mahart, Song Jiwoo or Jinwoo cannot be killed by Goku because he can't physically die. Holy shit. He can't physically die. So how do you kill something that can't physically die? You can use Mafuba and trap his ass. You can definitely use Mafuba and trap him. Let's continue. By the start of Solar Leveling Ragnarok, Jinwoo can control millions of... Okay, let's stop it with that shadow stuff, man. That's overdue. The shadows, shadow soldiers, some of whom, like Biru, Igris, and Bellium, are strong enough to stand up to the monarchs themselves. It's in Ragnarok, though, where Jinwoo becomes so OP that even Goku can't beat him. They're definitely coming after Goku, man. Solar Leveling is coming after Dragon Ball. If I am Toyotoro right now, I better start. I mean, if he wants Goku to stay in his spot, because it's been 40 years since Goku has held this spot. That's a long ass run. But it's really unfortunate that Solar Leveling could end after season 3. So if he ends after season 3, eventually Goku is going to continue to get stronger. So this is going to be a power dynamic structure now, that if they want Song Juno to come close, they gonna have to come up with more seasons. Because Dragon Ball Super is not ending today. And if I am Toro, wherever I am at this point, if I get the wind of this, I may need to start changing a couple of things. But I don't even think that's possible, just based on, I can understand this guy has the ability to resurrect himself from death and he can't die, which I think you're just gonna have to find the power source. Everything has its power source. If you can find the power source that Jinwoo is using to resurrect himself and attack that, he can't stand it. The power of Hakai alone. Hakai is not just any other power. If you guys understand correctly, Zamatsu, when Beerus used Hakai to Hakai Zamatsu out of this realm, Zamatsu didn't just die, his soul died. So I don't foresee Jinwoo using or withstanding Hakai. Yes, he has the power to resurrect himself, but Hakai doesn't just attack your physical body, it attacks your soul. It erases you from existence. That's what it does. Hakai Hakai's you out of this, not just this life, but the next one and the next one. He Hakai's you from existence. And I don't see, even though Jinwoo has the power of King of Death or whatever, if you use Hakai in King of Death, he's gonna die. It doesn't matter if he has the ability to resurrect himself. That's a good feat, I'm not gonna lie. I'll give due on who is due. I'll give props on who is due. Goku doesn't have the power to resurrect himself, but against Vegeta though, I'm not even talking about Beerus at this point. Against Vegeta with Ultra Ego, I don't think Jinwoo is coming back from Hakai. That's a special energy source. Anyway. Where did I left off? Uh, okay, it's in okay here because OP Goku can beat at various okay. The Iterum are gods who have each created innumerable universes in Solar Leveling's world and are of the same race of the Absolute Being, who also created all the monarchs and rulers from the original series. The Absolute Being is also the one who gifted the original Shadow Monarch with his control over death to begin with. Jinwoo has essentially ascended to the level of the absolute being. Absolute beings can be killed, guys. Absolute beings can be killed. Beerus can be an absolute being. He can be killed, making him on par with actual creators of solar leveling multiverse. The Iterum are beings who transcend time and space. Okay, Beerus transcends time and space. Goku transcends time and space, having existent having existed long before either of those concepts were created. They are the ones who created the very universes where time and space took shape to begin with, and even the natural laws that those universes adhere to. These are comic deities more akin to something from a Lovecraftian's horror tale than an anime. The only downfall the items seem to display is that they can potentially be defeated by their own creations, as was the case with the absolute being. However, it is important to note that the absolute being's death at the hands of the rulers was an anomaly, and far from the rule. The other iterum even pokes fun at the absolute being for having been destroyed by his own creations instead of just destroying themselves. Some fans have considered whether the absolute being actually wanted to be destroyed because it was the one state of existence he had never experienced. This is a possible scenario which helps explain why Song Jiwoo was able to use the same powers the absolute being had to single-handedly defeat the monarchs on his own. In any case, as a being on par with the Itherium, Song Jiwoo Song Jiwoo has truly become a god in the trust's sense in solar leveling. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me see if this article continues. Oh, it still continues. um, as as much as these absolute beings go, as much as that they are a distinctive race, make no mistake about it, Dragon Ball power levels and abilities is going to be new, is going to be, how do I put it? It's going to be something that these monarchs have not experienced. Because we're talking about universes here This is a different, Dragon Ball is a different universe. Solo leveling is a different universe. There are certain powers in Dragon Ball universe that solo leveling has not witnessed. And this is because this article has given us information on season 3, and based on what they are depicting on these absolute beings, it tells me almost everything I need to know, that there are supreme beings of creations and all these things. Dragon Ball deities, like people like Zeno, Grand Priest, Whis, these guys haven't even tapped into 20% of their powers. We haven't even seen what they can be able to do. And the little that we have seen from Beerus, when he was trading blows with Goku, it was affecting the whole cosmos. And this is Beerus at his 10, 20, 30, 40% power level. Beerus and Champa squabbling, not really taking their fight seriously, but just little, squabble that brothers do, is affecting cosmos. This is them not even revealing their full potential. Based on the fact that Dragon Ball deities and Dragon Ball Supers haven't really revealed their potential, it is not fair for solo leveling to start really target to really, for what it is, I commend their confidence. All right? For what it is, I commend their confidence. I really do. Their confidence is commendable. But they should understand that the deities in Dragon Ball Super haven't really revealed their power like that to really know what they can be able to do. We still don't know what Beerus can do. His limits. Whis, we don't know what else he has in stock. And Whis know, like somebody like Whis knows everything. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. Whis knows, like, if an enemy comes out right now to attack Whis, I can tell you that Whis can see the attack before it happens. Whis will know what to do to decipher. I don't care even if it is these absolute beings that we're talking about. Whis is an angel. We're talking about an angel here. Okay? Like these gods in solo leveling, these absolute beings, you can put them in par with King Kai's people, or because these are absolute beings. You can put them, you can put them in gods of destructions kind of situation. Because when it comes to creation, Beerus can create, although actually no, I take that back. Beerus destroys. He's a god of destruction. Whis can create things. These angels are not to be messed with. And we haven't seen 5% of their powers. Because right now, they are nothing but guides to the gods of destruction, whom we haven't even seen 50% of their powers. So, it is a godful thing. Okay? It's a godful thing, like God cojones. It is a cojones thing for solo leveling in its 3rd season, or in its 3rd phase coming up, to compare itself and its deities and these strong beings to Dragon Ball Super, whose beings we haven't even seen what they can be able to do. It's gutsy, and I give them props for that, because do you know what's gonna happen? This will call for a power struggle competition now. Because One Punch Man couldn't do this, Jujutsu Kaisen couldn't do this, Black Clover couldn't do this, No other anime has that I can remember right now is as bold as Solo Leveling to come out to pitch itself on par with Dragon Ball deities and Dragon Ball universe. I know, right? I believe Babidi. Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you, Swag, for mentioning that. Babidi alone. You know, they're talking about creation as if it's a new thing in Dragon. Some of, okay, like I said, I'm also a Solo Leveling fan. You all know this. I have shorts and videos in the channel. I'm a big fan of Solo Leveling. I'm not shitting on them in any way, shape, or form, but some of the stuff we see in Solo Leveling, it's not anything new in Dragon Ball universe. I don't know why, like, it's nothing new. Dragon oh, don't take because we are hyped for Solo Leveling for its animation, its character development, the leveling up of Song Jiwoo, how good is becoming, how the characteristics, don't mistake that as when it comes to Dragon Ball universe. We've seen it all. There's nothing new Solo Leveling is doing or is about to do that is new when it comes to Dragon Ball universe. You can correct me. This is live. You can correct me right now. This is something new that we haven't seen in Dragon Ball universe. And I will tell you, you are a liar. Because I have seen it all when it comes to Dragon Ball. So there's nothing Solo Leveling is trying to do right now that we kind of have not seen in Dragon Ball universe. And when I talk about Dragon Ball universe, I'm talking about Dragon Ball as a whole. Whether if it is the OG Dragon Ball, whether if it is Dragon Ball Z, whether if it is Super, Dragon Ball AF, Dragon Ball Superhero, you name it. But I commend Solo Leveling for coming this far and really, really itching it into trying to shove it up to Dragon Ball's ass that our characters, our deities can surpass or is stronger than your deities. This is a bold statement and I love it just for what it is. But ain't nothing new that Dragon Ball universe or fans have not seen. Okay. Goku's one potential advantage over Jinwoo could be Dragon Ball's cosmology. The nature of Dragon Ball multiverse is the only thing that works in Goku's favor. And if you all remember, like I was talking about it before, this collision right here was changing the cosmos. This collision right here between Beerus wasn't even using half of his power, probably 20% of his power, and he was playing with Goku, even though he looked kind of, he was playing around with Goku. And these clashes was causing problem for the cosmos. Take that in. Insofar as their current power levels are concerned in their latest canonical series, Solo Leveling Ragnarok Song Jiwoo would beat Dragon Ball's Ultra Instincts Goku. And they keep firing at Goku here, man. However, the biggest argument against Jinwoo being stronger than Goku, even in Ragnarok, is the fact that the Dragon Ball cosmology is itself potentially much larger than that of Solo Leveling's. Let me repeat that again. However, the best argument against Jinwoo being stronger than Goku, even in Ragnarok, is the fact that Dragon Ball cosmology is itself potentially much larger than that of solo levelings. It's difficult to measure the size of solo leveling's multiverse, but it's already well known that Dragon Ball's multiverse is unimaginably vast. It's possible that even a universe in Sung Jiwoo's cosmology is only comparable to a galaxy in Dragon Balls, in which case Goku would have a much better argument for being stronger than Ragnarok Jinwoo. On the other hand, if their cosmologies are even more remotely similar in scope, Jinwoo would be far and away stronger than any singular character in Dragon Ball Super, perhaps only rivaled by mythical beings like the dragon god Zalama and Super Margin Remus. Pause. Pause. So, they are saying here that the only rival, the mythical rivals, okay? This calls for the mythical rivals that Song Jiwoo and his universe can have. The beings that can really put up a good mythical fight is Dragon God Zalama and Super Margin Remus. Have they forgotten what's that dude from Dragon Ball Daima? Dynamic. You guys, I mean, if you remember his name, him alone. So, Dragon God Zalama and Super Margin Remus. Who created, okay, have they forgotten that dynamics themselves, dynamic have the ability to create Dragon Balls and use their Dragon Balls to take away Song Jiwoo's powers. And I'm speaking of this in a low level thinking. Let's just say Krillin decides that Jinwoo is getting out of hand. I love my wife and my daughter, and I'm not going to stand behind and watch this go any further. I'm going to summon the Dragon Ball. Krillin alone can use Earth's Dragon Ball to take away every power, every deity in solo leveling. I have said this before. I commend solo leveling, but for somebody who thinks strategically and critically and knows almost in and out, I'm not perfect on knowing everything in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. I'm not perfect. All right? I'm not the most specialist person when it comes to Dragon Ball information. But based on the little that I know, those Dragon Balls alone can be a detrimental to whatever solo leveling can be able to do. Because those Dragon Ball, once you summon them, you can make a lot of wishes. Porunga himself can just Earth's Dragon Ball that grants, I believe, 3 wishes or 2 wishes. Yes, Thanks for clearing that out, Swag. Nava, yes, Nava, the Namekian. Nava, the Namekian alone. Do you, you know, I don't think Solo Leveling understands the deities in Dragon Ball universe. I don't think they really, I think they understand, but they are looking at one-sided on this whole aspects. They are looking at Goku and focusing on Goku too much because yes, Goku is, has been on the top spot for 40 years. Goku has been on the top spot for 40 years. That's a good run. But they're focusing too much on Goku and not realizing that there are deities and warriors in Dragon Ball Super alone that can take out Goku just like that. Nava alone, the legendary. Okay, if we understand what it means to be legendary, let's look at Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. We know that word legendary, it's not a normal Saiyan's ability. Broly has the ability to have his Zenkai boost as he fights. He gets stronger as he fights. As he gets stronger so Nava, who is a legendary Namek, although we got to see the bits and pieces of his powers, that little smile he's always having, that's a smile of wisdom with full of information and just abilities. Let's not even talk about Nava. That is too much because let's just say Dende alone having the ability to create Dragon Balls. Then they can make wishes that can destroy anything Solo Leveling can be able to come up with. I don't care the what's their name? The established ones or the creation ones or the finest ones. All these mythical gods from Solo Leveling and Song Jiwoo having the ability of death and can't die. Then they alone can stop Song Jiwoo. Just summon those Dragon Balls and make a wish. Wish Song Jiwoo or Solo Leveling's universe to oblivion. And that Dragon Ball factor alone, it's so crucial that Solo Leveling universe cannot ignore the essence of a Dragon Ball. It is so comical because you can see Yamcha getting his hands on those Dragon Ball and summoning, okay, and making a summon and wishing Solo Leveling to oblivion. So what are we saying here? Somebody like Yamcha alone can wish Song Jiwoo to oblivion. Song Jiwoo and his universe, his multi-universe or whatever you want to call it, to oblivion. Somebody like Yamcha alone. Now, I'm going to let you guys dwell on that. Let me take a break for 1 second. I'll be back. I'll be right back, guys. Let me say hi to the washroom. So, where was I? Okay. As I was saying, just somebody like Yamcha alone can be a huge problem for Song Jino. All Yamcha needs to do is use that damn Dragon Ball and summon Shinran and make a wish and wish solar level into oblivion. And from what I can gather thus far, from everything that we've gone through thus far, don't worry, I'll still finish the article. From what I can gather thus far, they are focusing too much on Goku, and they made it crystal clear that Goku has had this spot. Okay, Goku has had this spot of the strongest hero for the last 40 years. For the last 40 years, Goku has been on top of the mountain, and it is time to cut him down. Let's continue. However, the part of their universes which should theoretically be comparable in both solar leveling and Dragon Ball is the Earth itself. Both Goku and Jinwoo live on a functional representation of planet Earth, which should make their home planets fairly comparable. Well, you can say that, but understand that you're comparing somebody who is a human to an alien. Okay? You're comparing warriors who are from a different planet. Because from what I can understand, planet Vegeta, the density on planet Vegeta is a little bit more, it's more sophisticated than planet Earth. The gravity as well is a little bit more tougher than planet Earth. So again, even though they live on the same planet Earth, that doesn't mean that they were all born from planet Earth. Goku was not born in Earth. Goku is a Saiyan who grew up in Earth. Vegeta is not born on Earth. He's a Saiyan. These are aliens we're talking about. Piccolo, an alien. An alien. Dende is an alien. Gohan is an alien, so make no mistake about it. Don't because I want to state that fact and make it clear, crystal clear. I just wanted to state that they may live on Earth, but you're not comparing a human to a human. You're comparing a human to an alien. Okay? Second. All right, let's continue. Both Goku and Jinwoo live on a functional representation of planet Earth, which should make their home planets fairly comparable. In solar leveling, Sung Jinwoo cannot remain on Earth without the entire planet being imbued with fortifying mana that protects it from his power. If Jinwoo were to exist on Earth without that fortification, the planet Earth would crumble under the weight of its strength. Well, that's nothing new. That's nothing new. That's almost that is almost 80% of Dragon Ball characters. If they don't hold their power level intact, they can destroy Earth. Every, if not all, Dragon Ball characters are planet busters. So this is nothing new. That's why I keep saying that whatever solo leveling is trying to do, I can understand and I commend them. Let me say it again. I commend solo leveling for bringing a new concept, a new perspective to all of this. But it's nothing new. Every character in Dragon Ball is a planet buster. Okay? In contrast, Goku and the Z fighters engage in innumerable battles on Earth without destroying it. While this is, of course, the result of Toriyama needing some place for the characters to fight, it can also be explained by the fighters' ki control. Ki control is what allows Dragon Ball's heroes to raise or lower their battle power at will, and also to focus their energy into blasts, which only destroy their target areas. Which is true. Now, how do we judge solo leveling universe don't know anything about Ki Blast? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. They don't. Do they know? Just like if you're gonna compare, maybe My Hero Academia versus Naruto. Naruto universe, they use something called chakra. My Hero Academia use quirk ability, which is totally different. Now, if you want to compare which one is stronger, rest assured Naruto universe is way stronger than My Hero Academia universe. So, which means chakra usage is more sophisticated, is more stronger. So, ki, able to control ki, which is a sense of a life force, just like chakra, but ki is a little bit different. It's not really the same. I just wanted to point that out. Ki control, okay. Destroy their target. Okay, we've read that. All right. In any case, Sung Ji-woo's power alone being enough to destroy the Earth proves he was several times stronger than planetary level by the end of the original original solo leveling Mohawk. His ability to fight back against multiple beings who are capable of creating entire universes proves that he is on the same level as those beings. Okay. for the fact that he's able to fight back against multiple beings who are capable of creating entire universes. Um, that is nothing new to Dragon Ball universe. I don't think that's anything new. Babudi can create dance. There are multiple Dragon Ball characters who has the ability to create, to do creations. You know? And to bring this back to Goku facing Beerus, okay, that's a creation that you compare, but what about destruction? Goku has faced characters who can create and be able to destroy in a cellular level that is unbelievable. You know, so this is really nothing new when it comes to Dragon Ball universe, man. All right. At the very least, Goku's single greatest feat in Dragon Ball remains his potentially universe ending punches in the Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. In it, Elder Kai, okay, let's not forget about Elder Kai. You guys know what Elder Kai can do, huh? Elder Kai explained that Beerus and Goku's clashes created shockwaves capable of potentially destroying the entire universe. Indeed, that's facts. That is factual. Since that fight, Goku has gotten exponentially stronger, meaning he should easily be able to destroy universes as he could against Beerus. Against Jinwoo, at the end of the original solo level in Maha, current Dragon Ball Super's Ultra Instincts Goku would have easily wiped out the floor with the Shadow Monarch. However, the Iterum are beings who so much mana and power that simply traveling between universes result in space being distorted, upsetting the balance of the multiverse. As a being with mana levels comparable to the Iterum, Jinwoo himself finds it difficult to travel between dimensions without causing issues in the balance of the cosmos. This makes Goku's shockwave destroying the universe seem childish in comparison. Uh okay. All right. My rebuttal with this is Goku has ultra instincts. Now, how can you okay, travel between dimensions without causing issues? Okay, I can understand that. But Goku has ultra instincts, which means in his power level, I'm sure Goku can travel from one universe to another universe. With Goku's power level, and for the fact that he's training with Whis, who is an angel, which we know Whis has the ability to travel universe. Like, this is nothing new. They're focusing too much on Goku, but they're now realizing that there are other characters that makes their claim. Song Jiwoo walking over every character in Dragon Ball universe with ease. That claim is bogus because whatever Jinwoo can do, it's nothing new in Dragon Ball universe. We've seen it all. You know? Like, the angels have the ability to go through dimension from the Goku can, and Whis is doing it so much so that he doesn't want to cause problem. If Whis wants to cause problem, he can cause problem too as he travels. And the fact that Whis is not causing any trouble as he travels from one planet to another planet, from one universe to the other, if he chooses, means that he has tamed his power. He has control of his powers. Unlike what they're trying to tell us here, that Jinwoo has issues. He has to really try hard. He has to try hard to control his powers so that it doesn't cause problems as he goes through dimensions. If Goku can use Ultra Instincts to go from one dimension to the other and is not causing problems, that actually says that Goku is more powerful in that aspect. It's just like when we see Broly raging without really having full control of his powers. It's just like when we see Kafla or the fusion, or let me just say Kale, right? Is he Kale or Kafla? Raging up and not really taming his powers. It just says that, okay, a good example will be when Saints go Ozoro, somebody like Goku or Gohan who goes through Ozoro, it's a big power level, it's a big boost, but for the fact that they are raging on, so powerful, can't control their humanity to know what they're doing, or their their sanity, because I'm saying humanity, but let me say their sanity, because they're saints, to really have their memory to remember. Unlike Vegeta, when he goes Ozoro, he has his sanity, humanity, sanity, because they're saints, to know what he's doing. Which means in a fight of somebody who can control their sanity, and to somebody who can control their sanity, someone who can control their sanity and know how to focus it to fight is more powerful. So if they're telling us that Jinwoo, while going through dimension, he finds it difficult to control his power, that means compared to Goku, who travels, uses instant transmission and not causing any problems, Goku will be stronger in that aspect. You know? Aside from raw power as a rival of the Iterum, Goku, another thing Song Jiwoo has over Goku is his special abilities, also known as Hex. In the power of scaling community, for Song Jiwoo, these Hex include immortality, healing, and regeneration, including regenerating severed limbs and the ability to create a pocket dimension in which he controls reality itself. Well, that aspect can be a problem for Goku. I won't say that Goku will be blunt and not know what to do. Those hex things, those hex situation can somewhat be a problem, especially if somebody has the ability to regenerate limbs, to have the power of regeneration. But then again, then again, Majin Buu has the power of regeneration, does he not? Okay, okay. Majin Buu has the power of regeneration and healing, but he was defeated by Goku. Of course, you can say Goku used Spirit Bomb in order to destroy Majin Buu, because that spirit bomb, the essence of that spirit bomb will work on somebody who is evil and dangerous. Okay? The essence of the spirit bomb is to destroy someone, an enemy, or an individual who is dangerous or evil. Now, let's put it towards Song Jiwoo. The question that now remains is Song Jiwoo a good person? Is he a pure-hearted? I would say no. Can spirit bomb work on Song Jiwoo? I would say yes. Why would I say yes? Simply because when you kill your opponents and you trap their soul, that means their soul cannot really die. You trap their essence and force yourself upon their essence, and you're using their essence to do your bidding. That is really evil. That's not somebody who is righteous. You know what I mean? I know that solo leveling fans may not like what I'm saying, but that's actually not a good person. That's not a good person. It's almost like people that are evil in this world, that are spiritually evil, that kill somebody in a fight or whatever, for whatever reason they decide to kill somebody. And not only did you kill that person, you conjure, okay? You conjure and use voodoo and hocus pocus to summon their spirit, and you're using the essence of their spirit to go kill other people. All the African people will probably understand what I'm trying to say more vividly. Like you're using the person's spirit, whether that person was bad or not. You're now using their spirit to go fight other people. That's not a righteous individual. So the question of, I mean, not just African people, like the cultural people, Mexicans, all the people that practice spirituality. And there is this live stream that I did before, and one woman came and she was talking about spirituality, and I told her, based on the little information that I know on spirituality, I told her to be careful, not to be, if you want to dabble into spirituality, you have to be very careful, because if you are not careful, it could turn into practicing witchcraft. When we talk about witches and wizards, that is spirituality then. Now, some people that practice spirituality use it for good, some use it for evil. But to bring it back to what I'm trying to say, when people ask, if we ask the question, can spirit bomb work on Song Jiwoo? I would say absolutely yes. Because when you trap people's spirit and you're conjuring them to attack other people and kill other people and using their soul, those people, their soul cannot rest in peace. You are holding their soul captive. Right? You are holding their soul captive, in captivity. Their soul cannot rest in peace. They can't really die. That's evil. I don't care how you want to put it, but that's evil. So spirit bomb will work on somebody like Song Jiwoo. He might be a protagonist, but make no mistake about it, that his method alone on trapping people's soul or warriors' soul and using them to fight, spirit bomb will work. Okay, let me quickly go to the chat. What is the chat saying? The conscience you mean. Goku did not take credit for Kid Buu defeat. Goku was stated that Kid Buu was still superior to Goku you in every way. Okay. People need to remember Kid Buu was holding the spirit bomb, pushing it back. Yes. Now one can say if Goku throws spirit bomb to Sung Jiwoo, will Sung Jiwoo be strong enough to hold it back enough or to throw it back at Goku? We've seen a spirit bomb that has been thrown right back at Goku, and Goku observed a little bit of that spirit bomb energy, and that transcended him into Ultra Instincts. Will it work on Sung Jiwoo? I think it has a high chance because Sung Jiwoo is, I won't say he's a righteous person because his ideology and his method is questionable, you know. So Spirit Bomb will most likely work if it's used effectively. Hakai will probably work if it is used effectively. But what Sung Jiwoo has going on is the ability to healing and regeneration and all these things, even though we know that Majin Buu can do the same thing and Goku, was able to defeat him. And let's not forget, the only reason why it had to get to the point that Goku had to use Spirit Bomb was simply because Goku has used up all his energy. If Goku took the fight seriously from the get-go, in Super Saiyan 3, Goku would have defeated Majin Buu. He would have been able to generate enough power to defeat Majin Buu in Super Saiyan 3, right? So as we continue here, healing, regeneration, including regenerating several limbs and the ability to create a pocket dimension in which he controls reality. Now, that is the part where Goku might have problem with. If Song Jino somehow, someway drags him into a dimension where Song Jiwoo can control the reality, where Song Jino can control its reality. Of course, Goku has a history of overcoming powerful hexes such as these through brute force. A prominent recent examples is when he overcame Hit's time skip by simply pushing beyond it by way of a combination of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken. They actually did my job for me before I even came to this point. They said it. When it comes to Hex, Goku has faced warriors that can do the same goddamn thing. So it comes back to what I'm saying. It's nothing new. It's not what solo leveling is doing. It's nothing new. Goku has faced warrior like Hit, who has the ability to throw Hex at you, time skip, and all these things. Goku just had to counter it. He pushed beyond. Jinwoo has himself Jinwoo has himself demonstrated similar capabilities over time and space, and is known to transcend time itself as a ruler/monarch. The most obvious example of the monarchs and rulers transcending time is when Jiwoo turned back time using the cup of reincarnation. Yet, all the universe's higher beings still retained their memories of the prior timelines. It's certainly possible that Goku could brute force his way through many of Sung Jiwoo's X. if his power level were sufficiently high enough. However, some of Sung Ji-woo's personal hacks as the Shadow Monarch are just too overwhelming for Goku to overpower, such as Jinwoo's control over death. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I said, um, Frieza threw Hakai on to Goku, and although Goku had problem with it, had an issue with it, but Goku stayed alive thanks to Whis for coming, or Beerus for coming and negating that power. But it didn't kill Goku. Goku was struggling. He struggled with it, and this was before he obtained Ultra Instincts. So if they're saying that Goku could brute force his way out of many of Song Ji-woo's hacks if his power level were sufficiently high enough. However, some of Song Ji-woo's personal hacks as the Shadow Monarch are too overwhelming for Goku to overpower, such as Jinwoo's control over death. I don't think so, man. I do not think so. I just don't think so. I don't see it that way, that Goku cannot overpower Song Ji-woo's Shadow Monarch, that his Shadow Monarch will be too overwhelming for Goku to overpower. I just don't think so. I don't think so. They're going to have to do a little bit more to prove that, other than just saying that. Now, let's see if they diversified what they just said, that Song Ji-woo's Shadow Monarch will be too overwhelming for Goku to overpower, especially the control over death. Stated here, note, Song Ji-woo's hacks include immortality, healing, including regenerating severed limbs, and the ability to create a pocket of dimension in which he controls reality. We have seen Goku so many times. The most recent one that I can remember is Gojira versus Broly. Their fight, when they clashed, they were able to clash right into another dimension. They were able to clash right into another realm. I'm not sure what to call that realm, but Goku has been through this over and over again. You know? Gojira clashing with Broly, they were able to tear right into another dimension. And they fought in that dimension for a little bit, and they were able to tear themselves right back into their normal dimension. So this is really nothing new, man. This is nothing new. Jinwoo's true relationship with death is a bit ambiguous. Even for seasoned solo leveling veterans, in some cases it seems Jinwoo could be the equivalent of death itself. As though he embodied, well, death itself, you say, huh? Most of the fighters Goku has faced, they are death itself. Frieza is death itself. Majin Buu is death it's death itself. Janemba from Fusion Reborn is death itself. Because Gojira did said, if you guys remember, on Dragon Ball Fusion Reborn, I'm going back to the history. I'm taking us to history class now. Gojira, before he defeated Janemba, did say that every power, every negative energy you create is an echo, which means that every energy that Janemba was displaying is transcending out of that realm or out of hell or whatever. Every energy Janemba was emitting, right, out of his body is an echo, a bad omen, a bad echo. Yet Gojira destroyed his ass with one single attack. Janemba from Fusion Reborn was, although the fight was too quick, but at the end of it, or while they were fighting, or while Janemba was fighting Goku and Vegeta before they fused, every power that is coming out of Janemba was affecting Earth and possibly other dimensions, which was why it was imperative for Gojira to destroy him. Right? So thank you for bringing that up, Swag. Much appreciated. Yes, the Soul Punisher or Dust Breaker. That dust Goku threw at Janemba, do you know that not only did that, I mean, I think Kiya Toriyama, bless his soul, although he should have emphasized, I'm not sure if he did, don't quote me wrong, I think he should have emphasized that dust, that star dust he threw at Janemba that deteriorated. It is so sophisticated that it deteriorated Janemba's essence, but still saved the innocent child that didn't know any better, that Janemba was using as a conduit to bring himself into existence. Let me repeat that again. That dust did not kill the innocent child that didn't know any better, that just found himself in a situation. That dust was so sophisticated that, if I'm not mistaken, you're hearing this right here for the very first time, probably in this live stream. If I am not mistaken, that dust is more or less a spirit bomb because they have the same essence. Why did I say that? That dust eliminated Janemba, and not just Janemba, it eliminated Janemba's essence. But it did not affect the kid, the innocent kid. Well, he's in hell. I'm not sure if he's pure heart or whatever, but the kid didn't know any better. So he was using as a conduit. The dust did not destroy the child or the kid, but it destroyed Janemba. So I would say that stardust, it works in the same way as spirit bomb. Why am I emphasizing on this? It's simply because if the same attack is used on Song Jiwoo, it will work, because trapping people's soul, using their soul, their essence for your own amusement, for your own egos and strength and leveling up, that's not righteousness. So if the same dust is thrown at Song Jiwoo, it will work. Because that's not an ordinary power, that's a special power. That power is very special. Anyway. Okay, let's see here. Jinwoo relationship with ambitious. However, if Jinwoo were to, okay. However, if are you guys okay so far? Are you guys okay so far? Are you following me, or are you falling asleep? Are y'all falling asleep? Are you guys falling asleep, or you are following me thus far? Are you all keeping up? Should I slow this down, or should I just talk about something else? I hope you guys are following me so far. However, if Jinwoo were to cease to exist, the concept of death would likely still persist beyond his death. Bullshit. Bullshit. It's always like that until you meet somebody who is way superior than you in every aspect, then your meaning will mean nothing, right? It's always like that until you meet somebody who is way stronger than you in every way and every regard, then your ability will mean nothing. If death itself can be killed, uh, anyway, meaning he isn't beyond the already established laws, first created by the absolute being himself. You know that saying that goes, anything that bleeds can die? If Song Juno can bleed, he can be killed. I'm just saying. At the same time, even if Jinwoo dies, he can revive his own body from beyond the grave. Even worse for Goku. Well, that may be so, but Goku has faced somebody or warriors who has the ability to regenerate themselves, such as Majin Buu, who has the ability to regenerate itself from. I mean, Vegeta used his body as an atomic bomb, and Majin Buu survived that attack. So Jinwoo could kill other members of Z fighters like like Krillin or Piccolo and raise them as, you see? Okay, all right. Even worse for Goku, Jinwoo could kill other members of the Z fighters like Krillin or Piccolo and raise them as immortal soldiers of his shadow army. I think they're forgetting that there is something called Dragon Ball. And if I did not want to diversify this live stream, if I didn't want to talk, if I just wanted to do, like, let me say, 5 minutes video, or if I wanted to do 2 minutes short video on this, all I will say is it doesn't matter how strong Solo Leveling may think they are, and this is a fan of Solo Leveling, as you all know. I could literally say it does not matter what Solo Leveling can bring to the table. Dragon Ball having Dragon Balls to make a wish says it all. I can literally say that. Just 30 seconds of short video. And I will say something like this. I can understand Solo Leveling are really doing their best to rival Dragon Ball, and they believe now that Song Jiwoo is superior to every character in Dragon Ball universe. But it's bullshit simply because they are forgetting the fact that there is something called Dragon Balls. And it's not just one Dragon Balls, it's not just Shenron. You have Porunga and you have the ultimate Dragon Ball. So for the fact that those Dragon Ball deities exist, all they need to do is to make a wish and wish Solo Leveling and its deities to oblivion. End of story. Try debating that. Try debating that. That's all they need. And the interesting thing about it is, it doesn't even need somebody like Goku to do it. Yamcha, the weakest cowardness character in Dragon Ball, can easily use Dragon Ball to wish Solo Leveling to oblivion. I think they are forgetting that factor, that Dragon Ball universe has something called Dragon Ball. And however strong Song Juno may be, there is also something called Super Dragon Ball, which its size, it's like a planet. And when the when the dragon comes out, its might, its majesty, its superiority, its horrendous size alone, the power, the kind of power that immerses in it. I don't want to go there, but I don't think Song Jino and his universe can handle that type of wish. I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. He doesn't need Goku to make the wish. It could be some hobo. It could be some drug addict in Dragon Ball universe that sees what is happening, how strong Song Jino has becoming. It could even need Dende. Dende can just summon the Dragon Ball and be like, you know what, Shinran, eliminate these guys and his universe to oblivion. They're done. If Jinwoo were allowed enough time to exist within the Dragon Ball universe, I don't think that would be good for him because, like I said, Dragon Ball alone, using the Dragon Ball to make a wish alone, would be a detriment to Song Jino and his universe. If Jinwoo were allowed enough time to exist within the Dragon Ball universe, he could just have his immortal shadow soldiers wear down all Goku's allies, raising, raising them as members of his army until Goku was left to fight every one of his friends to death. Well, if that is the case, Goku can easily, because Goku ain't stupid. He knows when the tough gets going, there is a time to hightail to safety and figure out what you need to do. They did that with Broly on Dragon Ball Super Broly. When Goku and Vegeta saw that Broly has become too much for them to handle, Goku used instant transmission to hightail to safety in order to come up with a better plan. And I can see this happening. If Song Jiwoo does what this article is saying, heals Krillin, Piccolo, I could even add Gohan in the mix, and uses his power to bring them back to fight for him, Goku can just say, okay, instant transmission, hightail to safety, gets Dende, calls up Shinran, makes a wish. The first wish, bring back every soul. I mean, oh my goodness, what are we talking about? Goku can use Dende and bring back every soul Song Jiwoo has killed back to life. Which means not only can they use Dragon Ball wishes to bring every soul he has killed back to life, Goku can also use the same Dragon Balls to wish that Song Jiwoo's to be taken his power, like his power should be taken away from him. Take Song Jino's powers away from him. Or destroy Song Jino and his universe to oblivion. Done. Done. Take care, buddy. And I watched SmackDown this past Friday. I like the tribute they did on Hulk Hogan. And I watched Monday Night Raw this past Monday as well. They did tribute at the beginning of Raw. So shout out to WWE for doing that. The main event I didn't like so much. The ending of the main event I didn't like so much, but I can understand based on the fact that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed stood over Roman Reigns and Jey Uso at the end of the show, it kind of means that they are going to lose at SummerSlam because that's what usually happens. Based on the fact that they booked Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed so strong at the end of this past Monday Night Raw, they stood over Roman Reigns and Jey Uso at the end of the show, tells me that they will lose at SummerSlam. So moving on. Moving on. Actually, if Song Jino kills everyone Goku knows, he can actually transcend Goku to another level. If Goku watches Song Jiwoo murder all his friends, it might trigger a new transformation on Goku. And that transformation, when it comes, I do not think Song Jino will be able to handle it. I'm just saying because Goku watching Frieza kill Krillin triggered Super Saiyan. The very first Super Saiyan transformation. Being that Jinwoo can't die, the only possible way Goku could ever stop him is to try to seal him away. Didn't I say this? But I think they are forgetting about using Dragon Ball. Okay, let's just see if this person knows Dragon Ball in and out. Okay? Let's just see if they will mention that Goku can easily use Dragon Ball to wish Song Jino and his followers, his armies, or whatever to oblivion. Let's just see if this person understands the proclivity of what Dragon Ball is capable of, or Dragon Ball Universe, or Super, or whatever. Being that Jinwoo can't die, the only possible way Goku could ever stop him is to try to seal him away using something akin to the evil containment wave, such as Mafuba, right? Unlike Zamasu, the last person Goku used the evil containment wave on in Dragon Ball Super, Jinwoo is able to not only teleport using his shadow exchange skill, he can also move freely between dimensions. Jinwoo could simply create a gate between the realm of evil containment wave and that of the real world. Also, unlike Zamasu, Jinwoo is not contained solely to his physical existence. Jinwoo can manifest his spiritual body to turn into any form he wants, as shown in the epilogue of the Solo Leveling Moha. Whether he switches body or not, once you use Mafuba or once you use Dragon Ball to make a wish, Jinwoo can switch his body all he wants. It won't make it goddamn different. I don't think this person is going to talk about Dragon Balls. Jinwoo has officially surpassed Goku as anime new protagonist to beat. One Punch Man is another story entirely. But that doesn't mean he has completely overcome the Dragon Ball universe as a whole. So what are you saying? What are you saying, man? In fact, while not canonically to Kira Toriyama's original Dragon Ball storyline, an interesting side story known as Dragon Ball Superheroes does introduce a version of Goku who Song Jiwoo likely wouldn't stand a chance against. That's because in Dragon in that's because in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Goku is stronger than ever. What? So if you know that in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Goku is stronger than ever. If you know that, then you must know that by the time Super comes back, Goku gets Ultra Instincts and other stuff that follows with Ultra Instincts and every other thing before Dragon Ball Super even comes to half of its ending, you know Goku will be way stronger than Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Although I watched the arc until I think episode 22, that's where I stopped, when Goku fought Janemba, right? Used when Goku used Super Saiyan Blue to fight Janemba, I think that was where I stopped. Commonly referred to as CC Goku or Capsulo Corp Goku, due to the Capsulo Corp log or logo on his gi. Hero's version of Goku is easily the strongest in the franchise. The version of Goku has all the experience and abilities of the canonical Dragon Ball Super Goku, while also having gone through the non-canon DBZ films. In Super Dragon Ball Heroes, CC Goku ascends beyond even Exon Goku, whose own power is enough to fight Demigra, a being who many consider one of the franchise's most powerful villains. The exact scaling of both CC Goku and Exon Goku is still highly debatable today, making it difficult to pin either character down. Nonetheless, they are both far stronger than the canonical Goku in DBS, giving both of them a far better chance of defeating Sung Ji-woo's. Now, this article goes on, and holy shit, man. Okay, you know what? I will continue. I'm just gonna continue, man. I'm, you see, what I'm trying to do here is to make sure that this article personnel understands the depth of Dragon Ball, what Dragon Ball can capably do. They can, I understand that he talked about the wave, which is Mafuba, but I haven't I haven't reached the point where he talked about making a Dragon Ball wish. Some fans have scaled CC Goku, the main Goku from Super Dragon Ball Heroes, as having the capability to destroy an entire multiverse with ease, and potentially even transcend fiction itself. While technically not Goku, there is also one other version of Goku in the canonical series who could have a better shot at beating Jinwoo. Goku, Goku Black is fused. Goku Black in his fused Zamasu form. Importantly, Goku Black wouldn't stand a chance against Jinwoo on his own. He would require fusing with his counterpart to reach the godly levels he displayed during the climax of the Future Trunks saga. Wait a minute. Didn't Goku... Anyway, I will get to that in a second. In Dragon Ball Super, Goku encounters a villainous doppelganger of himself who comes from an alternate timeline called Goku Black. This Goku is actually a Kai, one of the gods of the Dragon Ball universe named Zamasu, who stole Goku's body using a wish on the Dragon Balls. This gave Zamasu the incredible capacity for growth that Goku's sane body was capable of. You guys notice he just said Zamasu used Dragon Ball to make a wish. And for some reason that skimmed right over his head that Zamasu alone used Dragon Ball to make a wish that caused a huge problem and could have destroyed the cosmos if Zeno didn't step in. It just phased right through him that Dragon Ball can be a keen factor that can destroy Solo Leveling to oblivion. Let's continue. Goku Black was strong enough to cut through dimensions in his basic form. But things went overboard quickly after Goku Black fused with another version of Zamasu from yet another timeline, creating the immortal godly entity known as Fused Zamasu. At this point, it would be hard to argue that he was even Goku Black anymore, let alone a version of Goku. But Fused Zamasu was so powerful that Zeno had to erase him because he had fused with the entire universe. Fused Zamasu's power was potentially limitless, making him a major threat to Song Jinwoo if Zamasu were allowed to absorb multiple universes over time. The biggest difficulty with power scaling different anime universes is the fact that the rules, laws, and overall mechanics of the power system in each series vary greatly. That's especially the case with a series like Dragon Ball, whose cosmology is so expensive and flashed out. This differs from Solo Leveling, which has only just started to really expand its universe as Song Jinwoo grew too powerful to be challenged by planetary threats anymore. But anyway, in that way, Solo Leveling and Dragon Ball are quite similar. Pause. Solo Leveling and Dragon Ball are quite similar. Pause. Because it was really only to match Goku's incredible power creep that Toriyama slowly pushed the series beyond Earth into outer space and beyond. If both series cosmologies are considered equal in scale, there is no denying that the canonical version of Goku wouldn't stand a chance against the current Song Jinwoo from Solo Leveling Ragnarok. However, that doesn't mean it will be that way forever. In the latest arc in Dragon Ball Super's chronology, the superhero saga, Goku has mastered Ultra Instincts to new levels, allowing him to easily access its power while still feeding into his emotions. You see, that emotion thing, I think he skipped right through him. That Saiyans' emotions also give them powers as well. Based on their emotions, they could transcend to a new height. Considering his propensity for astronomical growth, there is definitely a strong possibility that Goku could once again surpass his limit. Of course he will. to grow far stronger if when the Dragon Ball Super manga eventually returns from its current hiatus. That could potentially allow him to surpass Song Jiwoo's current solo level in Ragnarok power level. After all, Song Jiwoo may be known for leveling up, but Goku has been personally leveling up as a martial artist his entire life. That's one of the major themes of Dragon Ball, which was a lesson Goku learned from his beloved teacher, Muten Roshi. In the very earliest arcs of Dragon Ball, Goku will never stop working to grow stronger because he knows there is always someone out there like Song Jiwoo. They're not even talking about someone out there like, I don't know, Yamoshi or, you know, or other saints that could be stronger than Goku, but they are using Song Jiwoo. I can understand as well in this aspect. It's kind of Goku versus Song Jiwoo or Song Jiwoo versus Goku here, so I do understand. Who could be stronger than he is? Fans can rest assured that even if Goku isn't stronger than Song Jiwoo right now, he will almost certainly get there eventually. Really? You're putting Goku under the bus like that, huh? Really? Because if we do this anime to anime, where we are anime to anime, Goku is stronger than Song Jiwoo right now. I'm not talking about, you see, they're using manga to judge Goku anime version. That's what this is right now. They are using Song Jiwoo manga, future manga season 3 to judge Goku current level in the anime. That's not fair. I don't think that's fair. If you're gonna make that kind of judgmental synopsis, you should use manga to manga because I just realized it just now, y'all. I just realized it just now. They are using future Song Jiwoo on the next season 3 to judge Goku in his current level in the anime, which is current Goku at the end of Tournament of Power. That's just what this is. Fans can rest assured that even if Goku isn't stronger than Song Jiwoo right now, he will almost certainly get there eventually. As he stands currently, though Goku couldn't even beat Song Jiwoo with a wish on Dragon Ball. What? Goku couldn't even beat Song Jiwoo with a wish on the Dragon Balls. Okay. Alright. That's the end of this article, guys. That's the end of it. Now, some fans, let me see what the fans said with this article. Someone says, I'm sorry, but this anime that I have never heard of, with its character that sounds silly, isn't dethroning DBZ in any form or capacity. This article answers a question nobody asked. It intends to create an argument, but there is none. We could put it up to a vote, and I promise whatever anime this is will lose. Holy shit! Oh man. Okay, I'm not sure if this person that gave this review, that wrote this, if he's trolling or whatnot, but it just goes to show that this person doesn't give a rat's ass about solo leveling in any way, shape, or form. The other okay. So somebody responded and said people talk about this specific matchup all the time, so that's just incorrect. It's hard to believe anyone who watches anime hasn't heard of Solo Leveling. It just won Anime of the Year and broke every record on Crunchyroll. Dragon Ball is my favorite series to be honest, but I would definitely recommend Solo Leveling if you really haven't seen it. I'm sure this guy named G. F. I'm sure he watched Solo Leveling. But that just goes to show that he doesn't give it right. He doesn't believe in what this article is saying, right? The next person, Akid and Anik, but better, says, okay, Goku Rider. Solo Leveling dethroned DB a while ago. Okay, this must be a Solo Leveling fan. Song Jiwoo sounds very impressive, but Exxon Goku fight two demon gods who are both above fiction and bested one of them in base form. Also, Fusion Zamasu could just absorb his universe and it's GG. I think he meant to say good game. Sorry, Solo Leveling fans, but Goku still has the W. And this one wrote a longer, you know, bro, Goku's strongest canon form is Ultra Instincts, which still relies on stamina, physical movement, and ki. Meanwhile, Song Jiwoo in the light novel literally becomes immortal. See? You see, I noticed it again. This is what has been going on. They are comparing Goku in the anime, right? To Song Jiwoo's in the manga, in his future ability. Why don't they compare this manga to manga? And let's see. I know I don't read mangas. I don't know how far they've gotten in Dragon Ball Super. But I'm sure that whichever level that they have gotten in the Dragon Ball Super, I'm sure that Goku is stronger than his Ultra Instincts base form or Master Ultra Instincts. Don't quote me wrong. I'm sure that knowing the growth of Saiyans, how they grow and everything, I'm sure Goku has surpassed Ultra Instincts in some shape or form. You know? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the article for today. That is the article for today, y'all. And let's see the vote. What is the vote saying? Song Jiwoo is winning the vote, y'all. I think out of 56% says Song Jiwoo, 44% says Son Goku. 56% said Song Jiwoo, and okay, now it's 50-50. My poll is now 50-50, y'all. It's now half and half. Half of the audience believe that Song Jiwoo can, whoop Goku if that's why they chose Song Jiwoo, or they prefer Song Jiwoo than Goku, or they believe that Song Jiwoo has surpassed Goku at this point. Be that as he may, the other half believes that Goku is still holding this spot. The other half still maintains that Goku still is the OG no matter what. So at the end of the day, to eat his own, just like Vegeta would say, to eat its own. Yeah, man, that's the article for today. You guys have any question? What do you think about this article? Okay, I hear from Swag that they haven't gotten that far in the manga. Now, even though they have not gotten that far in the manga, I'm sure as they progress, it's inevitable for Goku to remain to this power level that he is in. He will eventually surpass, okay? He will eventually surpass this power level. Eventually. Eventually. Well, um, yeah, I like Naruto. I'm a big fan of Naruto. I watched Naruto, Naruto Shippuden. I'm waiting for Boruto to come back. I'm waiting for Boruto to come back. Now, for you guys that will watch this live stream after I'm done, I would like to know your opinion on what I just said. Um, are you down to react to a Naruto related trailer that is from a mobile game? Sure, give me the link. Give me the link and I'll react to it. Now, for you guys that will watch this live stream after, based on the articles that I've went through, based on the articles that I've read, based on me giving my own perspective for the last 3 hours plus, you know, me giving my opinion and what I think. Feel free to let me know what you think about all of this because this has caused a debate, it has caused a discussion, and it has raised a question at this point: who is stronger? Because solo leveling is making their claim is very strong. They are making a strong claim, right? And I'm not saying it is strong in the way of um, they have a strong claim to their knowledge. That's what I'm trying to say. Solo leveling universe has a strong claim in their knowledge. They believe they have a strong claim. But somebody who is a Dragon Ball fan, who has seen it all, you know, and looking at solo leveling, making their claim, can say otherwise. But let me know what you think about all of this. Feel free to let me know what you think about all of this. If you make your time to watch this live stream after, I would like to hear your opinion. Do you think that at this point, to be fair, Solo Leveling Season 2 at the end of Daiju Island arc, if you're gonna pick Song Jiwoo in his current state at the end of Season 2 versus Goku in his current state as Ultra Instincts. Who do you think will win the fight? Because whatever they're saying is not fair because they're pitching Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Tournament of Power to Song Jiwoo in the manga on the current stage on where they are in the manga, which is not fair. But based on the fact that from what I've heard from Swag, shout out to you, they're still not that far yet in Dragon Ball Super manga. They're still writing. So I'm sure by the time they get far enough to a point, of course, Goku is gonna level up and it's so interesting and endearing that solo leveling is coming out to say this now. So it has given Toyotaro something to think about. And you rest assured know this article has reached his ears and his attention. And if I know him a little bit, knowing that Goku has held this spot for a very long time and he will see to keep it that way, he's gonna come up with something. A new power level for Goku. That's all I'm saying. React to a Naruto trailer that is from mobile game. Swag, if you have the trailer link, please let me know. Just post it here so that I can just click it. Give me the link. Or maybe let me search it. You said it's Naruto mobile game trailer? Let's see. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Naruto mobile game trailer. Let's see what this is all about. That looks pretty cool.
今はもう化け狐じゃねえ。おめえはこの葉隠れの俺とコンビのクラマだ。
This is bringing back memories right now. It's bringing back memories from Naruto Shippuden. All right, folks, that is Naruto mobile official trailer. Naruto Uzumaki Karma Link Mode. Swag, I didn't get the link. I didn't get the link. Try again. I did not receive the link, man. Mingo. Oh, okay. Okay, I see Mingo. And you said he has 2.2 point. If the live stream doesn't allow to share, you can send it to my email. Send it to me by email, and I'll take a look at it. Okay, I think I see it. I see it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I see it. I now see it. Do not worry, man. Man, I miss Rock Lee, man. I really miss Rock Lee.
Water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Ooh, Goku! Oh! Oh! Ew. Oh, man. Oh, man. He got the Bruce Lee Game of Death suit. Oh, man. Soy! Nice. Nicely done, man. Yeah, I'm looking. You know what, guys? I'm gonna find this suit. I'm not sure when I can get my hands on it. This yellow tracksuit. I'm gonna find it one day. One of these days, I'm gonna have it. It looks so crisp, so cool. Now, it might not be the same one Bruce Lee or the same type Bruce Lee wore on Game of Death, but it's gonna come close to it. That yellow and black, is so crisp, man. It is so crisp. And the fact that it's Rock Lee doing it, and they're also using it to pay homage to the legend himself, the Dragon Bruce Lee. Shout out to them, man. Be water, my friend. Bruce Lee X Rock Lee. That's nice animation, and it kind of makes you think, man. You know, Are we ever going to see Rock Lee make a huge return on Boruto? Are we ever gonna see him come back and really fight? Or if it's not Rock Lee, are we ever going to see Might Guy make a huge appearance to fight a big battle ever again on Boruto? That question I don't know. Tenten. Oh, okay. Let's check out Tenten. Who is that? Ooh, she's about to pull out all her weapons now. She's about to pull out all her weapons. Here we go. That's badass. Why do I feel like she's fighting young Obito? Why do I feel like she's fighting young Obito? Ooh. Nice. Yeah, do we have Nejis? Do we have Nejis? I think this one is Nejis. Ooh! Neji versus Rock Lee? A Trigon Palm. With Gentle Fist. Man, I like the mixture of the hands, man. Ooh. You know, this Wing Chun, this is Neji's abilities like Wing Chun mixed with Gentle Fist. You know, it's Wing Chun basically mixed with Gentle Fist. Yeah, we've seen this one. Yeah, man, make sure you go to the gym. Make sure you take your gym life seriously. Make sure to go to the gym and never skip your gym days. If you do skip it, make sure next time you double your effort. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. Let me know what you guys think of the article and my perspective, and if you have anything to add on what I said based on my opinion, feel free to let me know. On that note, I will bid you guys good night. Keep on keeping on. See you in the next video. Adios.